I'll share it myself, to be sure.
To be sure. 1 sec, setting up, boom, boom, boom. Right, and we're live. I'll just throw this link up into Facebook for anybody who's listening. Anyway, welcome back, folks, to the Red and Tera Show, episode 17. We're joined today by a very, very special guest and a very good friend of mine. He's done lots of things involved in the film industry, but the one and only thing you probably remember him from is me and Red's tune with Liam Geddes, True It Again. That's what gave you your big break, obviously. So
that was it, yeah. That was it.
That is kind of just the icing, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so anyway, Luke, do you want to introduce yourself and let people know? I'll just throw this link into Facebook then for people that want to join in or whatever.
Yeah, I'm Luke Hanlon. I'm a Dublin-based filmmaker. We just wrapped on a feature film there called The Troubles, a Dublin story, and it's due out next year, and it's looking like it's going to be a big production. We've got a lot of buzz around it. There's the whole industry's turned their heads and be like, how the fuck did you just do that? You know, and that's where
during the pandemic as well, no doubt.
It's every rule that they made for us was you can't do that, you can't do that, you can't do that. Pure ignorance, and just gonna do it anyway. And it paid off.
I've seen the clip of it. Looks very good. Does look very good. And I'm a bit of an Irish film. I would say critic. I kind of pish posh most of it, but actually I will watch it. I got a chuckle out of I don't want to figure. Thank you, man.
That was like a concept trailer. It's in this fucking game. Before they notice you have to show them that you can actually do something. You know, everyone says I'm gonna make a film, and then they do yeah. So we've done that trailer, and see, I'm not in the main film, but we sent it out, and then it was like, that's all right, and then we released it as a short, just that little thing as a short film, and then we got the Cannes, during the Cannes Film Festival. We were in Cork, won a couple of awards in LA, and then it was like, fuck this, let's make the film out of it. And
let's pursue this vein.
Yeah.
But, no, it is really good. I would say it looks very good. Tara, you have to put that link in the subscription as well.
Yeah. Well, obviously, you're probably going to get a new trailer soon as well, won't you?
Yeah. I was down with the guys in Defiant. They're called. They just got on board. They're going to take over everything, just to be attached.
Well, so basically, you wrote this short story, yeah? Well, you wrote, and then you done the concept. And what was the process then after that? What did you do with that? Did you get funding? Like, are you being funded? Of course you're not.
No.
There's no way.
I have 4 rejection letters from the film board that I'm going to read fucking out on that stage.
That Oscar speech.
Yeah. No,
Red holds vendettas like that as well. Where I'm gonna do this cunt, that cunt.
Yeah. If I win the Euro Millions, it's gone in a week on vendettas.
Yeah.
Just that long. Like,
I don't mind someone saying no, but I mean, there's a lot of terrible stuff out there being made.
Absolutely.
And being funded, and there's a lot of great actors and great filmmakers, and like you know from the music game that you are probably biting your lip every day, and it's like a lot of talent just goes unnoticed, and there's like a circle, and it's people, the way in this industry it's very tight, and everyone knocks on the door, and the way I always put it is people are knocking, trying to get in, and hoping, you know, 1 in 1,000 the door opens and you come part of the film club, and then you see the actor, they're in everything then, and it's the same actors, the same filmmakers. A lot of it's okay, but it's the same. And then my thing was, well, let's not knock on the door, let's make them notice us, let's build our own fucking circle, let's make enough noise and put enough talent and work into it that everyone's going to be looking at us now, and they're going to be coming to us, and that's what we
usually what.
And you can say, "Fuck off, you little shite bag." Bet you gaff over there.
Yep.
But they always come back then at that point, don't they? Like, oh, we discovered it and all. It's like,
Yeah, well, that's
you've done nothing. Like,
there's with the funding boards, and like there's a stamp they put on a film.
yeah,
They can come in right at the end and give you a few bob, and then they'll get their stamp on it.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
they've probably done fuck all for you. They've probably ignored you. Like I could go to them and ask them for money now, and they throw me 20 grand to finish the film. But 5 months' work is already done. You know, we've done everything ourselves. And like Cardboard Gangsters, love it or hate it, they got nothing off the film board, and that was the most successful film that year.
I remember them doing like fundraisers and stuff like that, trying to get it done, and you probably waste so much time. You waste so much time that could be spent in production, or just putting it together. You spend so much time just trying to get money, trying to get locations, trying to cut through the red tape, that if you just had a bit of help, that wouldn't be a problem.
There's certain stories that they want to tell, and they're all about diversity and inclusion and all this fucking nonsense. But
I know you're a big fan of that, but we'll save that for later.
Bullshit. It's all bullshit. But they're about certain types of diversity and inclusion. You know, an actual working class story by a working class guy with, a different voice to them. They're not really interested in. They're diverse in their own circle, kind of thing.
And as well, they're happy to push. Have you seen that new movie that's coming out with? I think it's John Voight in it. Something about the Mountain of Time or something.
Oh my!
Got slated.
Jesus Christ!
Slated. Yeah. But that's it. But the IFB will
throw the stamp on that. Was that the one with the bad accents? Oh, holy shit, man!
But that's it. But they will put their stamp on that. No problem. Yeah. But when it comes to
where's the Irish actors in it? It's John Voight, it's Emily Blunt.
But then it's diversity. None of them are from here.
No, yeah. Where's the Irish? Well, look out. Where's a few Irish actors? Give them a break, give them a chance. But no, it's all money.
Yeah. And you see the saying. The government at the moment is talking about some sort of like universal social basic income for artists or something. But who's going to be the biggest beneficiary of that? It was the same with like the IMRO stuff, when they were giving out royalty payments every year from the radios and all. Who got the biggest cut? It's Bono, it's fucking Sinead O'Connor, it's whoever. It's not like fucking whoever who's gigging that fucking...
Yeah, we're registered artists, aren't we?
Yeah.
So can we probably get that?
What the fuck is a registered artist book? Do you know what to do? Do you sing a song? Do you write?
Well, see, we're not local rappers.
No, but we're signed up to collect royalties, so registered artists.
So you'll get it. Like
probably.
When I think of that, it's like, I'd say it's very similar to the music industry. It's all the government are all too part of it. I don't like things like IMRO.
It's the boys' club, isn't it?
Yeah, they control everything. Yeah. The film board in Ireland, they control everything. There's no
I remember
making anything without them.
I remember a while back we set up. Now this is purely music thing, but we do all our publishing through an online service called TuneCore, and at the time when they set it up, we signed over with them to collect our royalties, because they collect all your digital royalties more so, because a lot of our stuff online, YouTube, Spotify, more so than radio in Ireland. And I remember talking at the time with one of the girls out of IMRO, and I was telling her I was doing that because we were in that fucking stupid documentary with RTE, and we loads of our music played, and then it was played on BBC, and we were getting good royalties out of it. And I told her we were signing over with TuneCore for the royalties, and she wasn't happy. It was like, why would you do that?
They just wanted to control it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And now they still do collect some royalties for us, but like it was like, no.
But the problem as well, though, is even if you make it, so even if you start off and without them, you make it. If you hit that one hit, that one viral hit, then they come to you, and it's so to turn them down as well. It really is. Like you, Luke, if you drop that movie and it wins the fucking Oscar for best, whatever doc, or whatever that category is, they'll be on to you for the next day. Here, look, we want to throw this. You can use the studios in Wexford, and we're going to fund you this, and you can who do you want? We'll get them for you. But as annoyed as you are, you kind of have to just join the club.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll
you
sell
know.
out.
I'm happy.
1 million. That's my price. 1 million. I will sell out. I will sell out anyone.
Well, no, you're not selling out per se. I think you've earned it.
Listen, I'd say it's selling out. They listen. Whoever does it, they justify it by calling it something else. But when they do it, and then they make their studio kind of film, and it's they're sold out. Like, I mean, it's like just admitting you sold out. What's nothing wrong with wanting money? You know, it's like that's my. I'll do it for $1 million. Not a bother.
It would be the same. It would be the same.
Stew or some fucking terrible.
I would absolutely do a duet with Jedward for Footy.
Exactly. And lads, Tera and Red and Jedward on a Christmas album singing the Pogues. We give you 1 million. Absolutely.
Doing the fucking toy show or something with Hubbard.
Absolutely.
Well, get me back seeing wearing a mask.
Where's your pride? Where's your artistic integrity?
Right, so come here, Luke. Anyway,
it's in the bank. That's where it is.
Do you want to take us through the process of the whole thing? Anyway, so you had this concept a couple of years ago. You put together the concept, and where'd you go from there with it?
Right. So you get your thing. So we seen that it was doing well, the concept trailer. So I know a lot of actors from the TV show. I've done drama. So that's what I know nothing about filmmaking. I've never studied. We barely went to school. So,
barely went to school.
So I had all these actors, and then an actor came to me and says, "Can I read the script?" Wayne, and he's in it. See the guy smoking a cigar.
And also shout out to Ray Malone as well.
Ray Malone, yes.
Is he in it as well? Yeah, is he in it?
Yeah, he's playing the same character. But so he says to me, "Luke, can I read the script?" He read the script. He's like, "That's fucking. There's nothing like that. That's great. Like, can we make a film out?" I was like, "How the fuck? I've no gear. I've no nothing." He says, I have. I says, "What do you mean?" He named these cameras that are worth 40, 50 grand and all. He says, "I have the gear there. I contacts." So we start building a crew, and basically, how much money we got? It's like zero.
Yeah. What's the budget?
So I got a few people on board, and basically I got contracts together, deferred payment contracts. So anything I make, they make money, like a proper wage, not like a profit share, an actual wage. And I show them the script first. I tell them what we have. I tell them what I want to do. So there's no bullshit. It's like, you want to be on board, that's the plan. It's no problem if you're not. I'm not going to fall out. A lot of people were like, "Let's do it." So then we just start scoping things out and, going through, and how we done it was very fluid. Like, a lot of films, they're so big and they've so much money that they're cumbersome. We were so fluid. So say I'd have in a script, they rob a bank. Can't get a bank. We can get a post office. Well, there's a post office down in Kildare, and it's blah blah blah. Let's reach out to them.
Is there actually a place you can go for a place that will let you use? What's the process?
So that's a location show, and they want a couple of grand, and then you want your prop designer a couple of grand. All these things, right, are part of in the doctrine of making films. It's all bullshit. I mean, it's all. I read a book, Robert Rodriguez, Dusk Till Dawn, and El Mariachi. Yeah. And it was basically a revelation to me. I was halfway through the film, and I read this book, and it was like everything I was doing, he was doing, basically just using common sense. I mean, common sense is more valuable than... I'd hit an obstacle, and instead of saying, "Oh, shit, we can't," or having the option of throwing money at it, it'd be like, sit down. Okay, well, we can't do that. What can we do? And you have to understand, the audience only sees what's in front of them. They don't know. When you're writing a lyric, they don't know the 50 lyrics that you went through to get to this one line that rhymes. All they hear is the rhyme that rhymes. So we got this place, and then we get another place, and it turns out, like, for example, I met a guy in a car park, and he was driving this sports car, flash 160 grand sports car, like 1967 old Merc, and I just fuck this, walked over to him and said, "Mate, is that your car?" He says, "Yeah." "Do you want to be in a film?" I said, "Blah." I got talking to him. Turns out he used to do security with me dad. Knew
Right,
me
yeah.
dad, my uncle well.
Yeah.
I have a garage full of cars. I do this all the time. Your dad's like that with me. I'm going to help you out, whatever cars you need. So the cars, the film's just lit.
Man, I seen the pictures of some of the cars, and I'm like, where the old police cars?
Yeah, so that was another guy we got.
Okay.
We went down to a village in Kildare, and we shot down there for like 5 days, and the whole village helped us out. We had we shot in this post office. Annie done the props and dressed the set and all this fucking shit, and it's like had all the guns. We had two coppers that were real special branch. They wanted to play, and I was like, so how would we do it? I said, how would you normally do it with a bunch of fucking IRA bank robbers? So I won't tell you, but he's like, well, we didn't like them. I says, I'm not going to direct you. And that was one of the scenes where I actually felt I was on a film, because there was about 100 people all watching.
That's mad.
A lovely sunny day, and the cars were there, the guns and all the action. And it was like, I walked out of post office at one stage, because I'm directing, I'm fucking stressed down my head. There's about 100 just all standing around looking. I was like, oh, fuck, we're making a film. There's about 30 crew, cast, all these people, everyone. I was like, I completely am my depth there. Everyone's asking. I was like, I don't
know what's going on.
But
why is everybody asking me all these questions?
Yeah, I was like, it's you're faking it till you make it kind of thing. But the police, and then it's like, do what you do, and then they're acting like policemen, and there's other people, and it's all. We just got the little things, and everything was falling into place, and we ended up with there's, like I was saying about location skill, and there's people you pay thousands for these guys. And I was like, I need these houses. So what I done was I went on Daft, found houses, and so we needed 1980 style houses. So what I done was check for, the BER rating.
Yeah.
So whatever, I checked the
lowest
BER rating, so I knew they'd be old.
The old Victorian fucking Georgian gaffs.
Found a load of them, rang the things. One guy, yeah, no worries. Show me a few bob, show the owner a few bob. Went in, the place was fucking, hadn't been touched since 1975. And I was like, oh man. Went on adverts, a load of furniture in the free section, all 1980 furniture, kitted the whole house out. And it's perfect. And it was free, everything free. I had a budget of about $8,000, and all we spent that on was food, sometimes light, because the photographer was a fucking expert. He's so good. Now I didn't know what he was doing at the start.
But yeah, that yourself, that's what will make the movie at the end.
Yeah, and
that's important.
That's fantastic. And then food, transport. That was it. Giving everyone hot meals, having coffee, tea. Making sure everyone's well fed, looked after, respected. And then just stuff like that. There was another one. Did you see the pictures with the army jeep? And they're all that was some guy, Wayne, reached out and said, got on to someone. He's like, Luke, I have an army jeep for the checkpoint. And I was like, all right, you don't need an army jeep. We have 2 Garda cars. Yeah, but it's a fucking army jeep. I swear. Cork. They want petrol. I said, I can't afford to get there from Cork and back. He says, well, there's 2 of them. I said, definitely can't. So he's like, oh, for fuck's sake, don't be so cheap. So I says, one of them. So it turns out your man got back and says, I won't go without my comrade on the road. We bring the 2 of them, you don't have to pay us. So I pulled up on set in Kildare. There's 2 army jeeps, 6 people hop out, booted and suited, kitted up the fuck, professional soldiers. They do this for, it's just a hobby kind of thing.
Yeah.
Your man hopped out. He says, "What?" I says, "What's your rank?" He says, "I was a colonel or something. I used to work these checkpoints." Brilliant.
So just for people who are listening there, when's this set? When's the film set?
1980s.
Right. So the 80s, the Troubles and all that.
It starts basically 2 young fellas grown up, and they see what happened to Bobby Sands and this is based on, it's fictional, but it's based on true stories of people that I've interviewed to get the stories kind of thing. And there's legends about in Finglas and all the working class areas that when Bobby Sands died, it was the biggest recruitment for the IRA down south than anyone could ever have imagined. Because all young kids, like 18, 19, like...
Actually, do you know what, to be fair, when I went to Belfast, I done the tour. And your man actually said that to me, the Belfast fella. Actually says that, he goes, the day he died was the biggest recruitment drive that, he goes, they shouldn't have done it because it fucked them.
Yeah.
Like,
there was certain...
you got thousands.
Well, things become a catalyst, don't they? They become a catalyst for something.
He was a martyr. He was a martyr. And you know, there was a Sinn Féin councillor on set, and he was kind of, I won't say names, but he was, you know, and how does the IRA turn out? You know, trying to. And I was like, it's we're not glamorizing it.
So here, that's your CIA and they're trying to, you know, propaganda. You can't be looking too.
Yeah. So it's like, it is what it is, and it's all true stories. It's like everything's like a few things we had to change names because they were too close to the bone on certain people, you know, so we had to kind of change. And you know, we touch on it's basically the story that's never really been told of, you know, every time you see the Troubles, it's always about up north, it's always big bombs, big guns, but down south it was all just working class Joes. Every single person knows an uncle, a mate. That's my dad's in a rat. You know that thing. It's all that kind of them normal blokes that were working class men, but they're also, they go out when they rob a fucking post office on a Tuesday, and then they're in work on a Wednesday, and all the money went up, and it goes into how they got the money, and when the heroin trade started picking up in Dublin in the 80s, and the moral complexities of, you know, do we tax these guys? Do we, you know,
do we shut it down?
What will we do for the cause? That kind of thing. It's like, how far will we go? You know, by any means necessary. What does that actually mean? Does it mean we will let go of all principles just to get money to fund the war up north? So it's an interesting story. You know, it's not all bang 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 fucking.
And there's a bit of humor in it as well. Well,
because we all know these people, and what happens is when
they're all mad.
And some of them are funny bastards. You know, it's like, you know, when you see gangster things, and the gangster's always this cool motherfucker, you know, and it's like, no man, I know fucking gangsters, and they're fucking idiots. And some of them are
actually most of them are unintentionally funny. It's an Irish trait, I think. I think we all are inherently funny in our own ways like that. And we have got a great. And again, for me, one reason why I don't really watch Ireland, I always find it looks hammy, so that kind of drives me a bit mad. But
it tends to be the one thing that Southsiders trying to do North Side.
That's it. It comes across, and it's not. Like if you're watching your first, you're watching these movies, they don't go on like we go on. They go on like they're acting like they would act how we would act if we were. You know, so it's all very hammy.
What I call it is put a gold chain and a sovereign on them, and then they go, "All right, man," and they say, "Man," and they go, and they're acting like Northside. It's like, I have an idea. Why don't you just fucking hire a few Northsiders and let them act? You know, that's what that was the shit
I hated with Love Hate. I hated that with Love Hate. It was like this put on, like you hear your man Nige talking in real life, and you're like, that's what the fuck? Like?
That actually happened to me with Rats in the Flats. Do you remember? Did you ever see Past the Freedom?
Great film.
I met him in like I loved it. Like he was a rapper, Northside rapper.
He
spoke to me.
He's a
I loved it so much, and then I met him at HMV. I say met him, I walked past and I just seen him. I was like, Rats, what's the crack with you? And he's like, oh, hi, how's it going? And I swear to God, it hurt. Like,
he's Bruce Bolton in Game of Thrones.
He's done a few things. He's in like intermission. Like he's a good actor. I'm not taking that. It was just that that was the first time I ever seen him, and he did it so well that I thought he was one of us.
Well, I actually said to him, you can forgive that. Because
that's it's rare.
The guys, I try looking an Irish film a day. Just try see. Like I was watching one today, Perrier's Bounty, and they had the guy Jim Broadbent, really fucking top of the class English actor, and he's playing Cillian Murphy's dad. So Cillian Murphy's playing the Northside scumbag, which is it just and
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
do you know what I mean, man?
Yeah.
And it's
Stick to your peaky blinders, kill you.
yeah, and then his dad's an Englishman playing, but he's speaking in a diddly-eye kind of accent, and it's the potential to have a good film. It's like a good little yarn, and it was just like, for fuck's sake, you know, Brendan Beaton's in it, and he done well, and then Brendan's son is in it, but he's meant to be a scumbag drug dealer. It's like, nah, I'm not buying this.
So here, what was the one with fucking PJ Gallagher in it as a blatant gangster? What was the one with the two cops? Yeah, man, that I was like, fuck off, get away from me.
What was it?
The Young Offenders. So the two Cork lads were grand, but then PJ Gallagher.
He's a principal or something like that.
Who?
Oh, they changed it. That's right. Yeah, they changed. There's a TV show and a film.
Yeah.
PJ Gallagher in the film, I think it is. He's a drug dealer.
Yeah.
TV show.
I wouldn't watch the TV show. Yeah. He's doing.
I would watch the movie.
He's a fucking clown anyway. Not funny.
Do you know what? He's actually no. Do you know what? He's on. I did listen to him on Classic Hits. He's funny on that because it's just natural. No, it's just natural, and he says these things. It's funny, but I haven't enjoyed his stand up. I don't think I've seen him. I've seen him pop up in the Young Offenders once or twice. I've only watched that for probably 10 minutes.
What was the thing that was funny years ago?
Jake Stevens.
Jake Stevens.
How's it go? Slap him with
that was funny.
Yeah, so he's not
out because it was you know, he was catching people, you know, but then like all them things, they
they have a very short lifespan. Them sort of
that's where Ricky Gervais is a genius. Like with extras in The Office, whether you love him or hate him, he knew 3 seasons
and gone. Yeah. Like even that Afterlife, brilliant.
Yeah, writing and that is fucking phenomenal. I'd be just looking at writing on things like that. It's like,
well,
he's very, very intelligent.
Yeah,
Ricky Gervais, like he's proper intelligent.
He's like a man. He speaks like a common man. There's a hard line where he writes like a common man. He doesn't try. I call it masturbation. You know, when you're writing, sometimes you probably get it in rap where you think, oh, that sounds fucking deadly, and then it's like, but he wouldn't say that. That I'm literally just masturbating. It's like. He has the humility to bring it down to the level to make it funny for ordinary people rather than trying to show off how fucking smart he is with his writing, which is a great
thing.
Well, he gets his opportunity to do that in his stand-up.
Yeah.
In the stand-up, he can be this brash, fucking over the top, ridiculously. I'm so wealthy and use a peasant's
common language. You know what I'm sure he knows a lot of big words and a big vernacular kind of but he talks to the normal people. He doesn't try be better, you know, he condescend. He doesn't try condescend with his language.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I never got into The Office. Bits of it, but I like Ricky.
You know what? It was too good. Like David Brent was so cringy, I couldn't watch it. So it's a compliment, but like I tried to watch it. I couldn't watch it.
When they done the American version, I think I actually liked the English version more because of it, because it's just like, what he's doing.
I watched the American version. I remember I tried to watch it. They just tried to imitate.
Yeah,
and they do like in-betweeners. It was like, what?
Yeah, they can't do it. The Americans don't get the English humor, and the English don't get the Irish because it's completely separate. Yeah. So when and it goes back to what you were saying earlier, when you get an English person or an American coming over and trying to be Irish, they're being Irish not from the Irish, but from a movie they seen somebody else who. Seeing somebody else in a movie, who's seen somebody else. So and that's why they're all this like. I mean, that Mountain of Time thing. That's Mullingar day and age, and they're all like wearing a Donegal tweed and cardigans and to be sure, Mr. Byrne. Would you agree how that? You wouldn't be seeing me.
And your woman, she's a bit of scuff on her face, a bit of dirt. It's like she's fucking beautiful, and she's I'm just a woman in a field.
How did you get that? I was out sowing the field sowing the seeds there. There's a way and then the old cars and all attached cottages. So it's like they're trying to go the Americans the movie version of Ireland. Whereas like, man, that's one of the guys right there in 40 minutes and
it must be, if that was for the Irish market, that'd be satire, you know. It has to be for the
Well,
Americans.
the Irish market have already told them, no. It's got, like, that's how I heard about it. Obviously, I haven't seen the
These
movie.
get funding. See that film? That got 300 grand off the film board. Now that's what multi-million-dollar corporations making that. And the film board, your taxpayer money, instead of giving, I could make 15 films with 300 grand. They give it to these big things. There's no Irish actors in it.
Of course, but they use it to attract. It'll bring attention to them and Ireland. That's
And
what they
then
use it as.
But because they don't back their own people. They
No,
don't
never
back,
did.
They don't back their own. It's all, they pay lip service, but it's like, why don't you actually? But and like McGregor, love him or hate him, and this is why I always look at it, is he stood there and he says, we're not here to take part, we're here to take over. He's proud of where he's from. You know, he's proud of, he looks international, but he recognizes, I'm Irish.
And the thing with him is, he never got any attention until it was bad attention in Ireland. Yeah. They gave him like the media didn't want to know. They played down. He was in championship fights against Aldo, and they were talking about, well, he used racial slurs and said something about his fellas.
Yeah. That's what they were. I remember listening to one of them big fucking radio, and they were saying, sure, it's not even a sport. It's savage. But you know why? Because the people were looking at him instead of their own leaders. Baraka wouldn't march with him.
But he done it without them. That's the problem. He didn't go to the Olympics. He wasn't a boxing. He wasn't part of the establishment in Ireland. He was like part of this new age that jumped the line and done it his own way, and that pissed him off more than anything else. Yeah. And now anything you see written about him in Irish news is just bad press. Any chance to take a shot at him, you know what I mean? Yeah. And like you say, love him or hate him, whatever he's doing bad things, he's doing good things, but you can't take away what he achieved. But they
proud of where he's from.
But he's Irish as fuck. He is Irish. Because even like people kind of go, he's not a role model. It's like, man, I hung around with him just with no money. I don't mean physically Conor McGregor, but we all know somebody that goes on. Like, it's so Irish. He's so Dublin. He's so Dublin.
Yeah. And tell me it wasn't good to see him sitting at like a press conference and he'd be like, yeah, I'm here to do this, do that. And then someone says something to him and he turns around, shoot you and slap you in the mouth.
What the fuck are you?
You love it. And you just hear that Irishness and to hear it accepted.
But that's what I was saying. That's that inherent Irish.
He apologized for it. He stood with his chest out and says, I'm Irish. I love the world, but I'm Irish. Whereas we have this Irish thing of, Roy Keane had it as well, where it's like, we're not here to take part. We want to win the World Cup. It's like this Irish apologizing for ourselves all the time, where we make a little film and it's, look at me little film. It's like, fuck that. Show you, stand, be proud of our fucking shit. But I don't think there's a lot of disbelief in the powers that be, where they don't actually believe in, and they make these films. You wouldn't know half the films that are being made because they just go. They're misery porn, I call them. They're just sad.
Come here, I have the dodgy box, and every week it's uploaded with 10 new films that I've never heard of and I'm never going to watch. Like, never hit. But and I'm sure now, like, cinema is fucking destroyed at the moment. But even at that, like, straight to DVD used to be, well, it's straight to the fucking downloads or wherever they go. Like, you wonder why they're even putting time into it. You know what I mean? But you could say the same for music, like, but people make music and it goes into the void, like, just gets swallowed up, like.
Because they won't make it's like there's a certain snobbery in Ireland to everyone wants to make highbrow, meaningful fucking. It's just they think it's smart, but it's just fucking boring. You know, it's cerebral, but it's not. It's just crap. It's like. Do you not want to end? We're clowns. We're meant to entertain people. We're entertaining.
And you know what? And what solidifies that is if you look at the biggest Irish movies that in Ireland that we all love, they're all them. Like, it's the Snapper, it's the Van, it's the Commitment, it's all that just embraced complete Dublin.
Don't apologize for ourselves.
That's what I mean. But them sort of movies, the Irish people connected to them and loved them so much that they then grew and became, international successes. Because whereas it seems now, as in these movies, they're like, let's make a movie for what we think the rest of the world wants. And it's like, but what about us? We want to like it as well.
Exactly.
but we've no connection to
We're
it. So
making stuff what we think they want us to be. Like The Wire. Did you ever see The Wire?
Yeah.
TV, and the first time you don't know what the fuck they're speaking pure Baltimore street vernacular, and they're talking about re-up and this. They didn't change it. They didn't apologize for it. They didn't make it attractive. They just, this is about Baltimore, and this is the stories we're telling. And they believed in it so much, and it grew into like years later. And everyone
the best TV show ever. It's the best. It's the best one. Yeah.
I remember watching
the daddy of them all.
Morning on
I still remember the day I rang Red, or fucking Red rang me at about 4 a.m. Can't believe it. I can't believe it. I'm like, what the fuck's after happening? They killed Bodie. I can't believe it. It's like what the fuck?
Good. I'm emotionally dead, and I have to say that's like The Wire is the first thing I think I've ever watched where I was upset with a non-screen character being
Omar when they killed.
No, Bodie. Remember Bodie?
Got killed.
Which one was Bodie?
Bodie was the string of bells kind of Avon soldier that was always on the couch, the baldy fella, like, and he lasted like the fucking season 4. He was a soldier. That's why I loved him. Like I was just like, and then they got him, and I was like genuinely affected by it. So the word is the daddy of them all. But actually, like I took time off work and all, like not obviously to grieve Bodie, but like I remember that weekend. Like, it was 4 o'clock in the morning. I was in work that day, and I didn't go to work today. I sat there watching another 6 or 7 episodes of it.
It gets you because the audacity of them to say we're going to make a TV show about gangs in Baltimore, and it's going to be an hour and 20 minutes an episode, and no one's going to watch it because we put it. And they just kept making it, and no one was watching that at the start. It was fucking
when it came out, it was kind of a
fucking thing that just went on, and then people just picked up on it, kind of thing.
How do you think
internet? Bear with me there, lads.
No worries.
Are we there?
Yeah. I saw it there.
Yeah, we're on. Yeah.
What I was going to say. So, in the current climate, say, do you feel people have moved towards these episodes and stuff? You know, longer fucking watches than movies. I personally, I find it hard myself to really pay attention to a movie. It doesn't catch me.
Sorry there, Andy. You're breaking up there a bit again. Oh, what the hell is wrong with that? Is that? Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, you're back. Yeah, it's just your screen's gone. No, you're back now.
It's probably lagging a bit there. Yeah, go on. Sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, no. Basically, my point being, what like you've gone and made a movie now, with the way cinema is at the moment, like obviously cinemas are closed. Obviously, you've probably been pushing that for a couple of festivals and stuff like that. What's the kind of horizon for that? Would you not have maybe thought about a mini series or something, try for Netflix, or what was the thinking behind it? Like,
we're going to go for. It's because I want to make a film. You know, it's like it'd be like me again. You can go back to the rap equivalency. Would you not have made a pop song? And you know, would you not have rapping like an American?
We did.
So, you know, you have to be true to who you are. I had this film, and it's there too. Like you said, you seen that trailer 2 years ago, and it's been inside of me. And why not just fucking make it?
True,
why not make a fucking feature film? And
what's the plan with it then? So what? So you wrapped up. When did you wrap up? A couple of weeks ago.
So what's called is principal photography is wrapped, and then we go to these guys, Defiant Media, and they actually work with George Murphy that you had on.
Yeah, I've heard of them. Yeah. Shout out the lads.
Barry Gibbons, he's from Drumcondra way there, but they came on board and they said we love it, we look after post. We want to get into Galway Film Festival and we want to win it. Says okay, let's make it happen. So I was down with them today. They're going to look after the edit, all the effects and all that computery.
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, okay here.
Will you have to sit through that process? Like, they'll do an
edit? I'll come in as the director and the writer and guide him. But an editor is an art form in itself.
Yeah.
You know, so
are you a producer on it as well? Like,
I'm the executive producer, so I control everything. But I like to let people
do that thing.
Trust people to do their job, because I'm not qualified. You know, there's people who try to do everything themselves, but I'll put my hands up and say, you're the expert. You tell me what you can do, and then they deliver. You know, you trust them.
And in terms of sound and music and all that, you have that sourced as well, yeah?
We've been in, I'm meeting up with Jerry Brown next week. He's big in the Irish music scene. We were actually, you know, George's new one.
Yeah.
We were
looking at that.
The lads in the Fiant, and it's perfect. We're going to get, we have Christy Dignam, I think, is coming on board to do rap ballads kind of thing for the...
Yeah, deadly. Yeah, George would be perfect for that, actually. Yeah, he's
that new song I heard. That'd be fucking great. You know, it's Dublin true and true. He's a great voice as well.
He's unreal, yeah. No, that'd be brilliant, yeah. It shows you how small a world it is, but I mean, to get him involved, it'd be great for them. Look, I'm looking at it at this point in this pandemic, it's great to see people starting to fucking, you know, circumnavigate what's going on, getting together and fucking pushing stuff. Like George done his live thing last night, and there was thousands of people.
Deadly.
Last night or the night before, I was looking at it anyway. It was the last couple of nights, but there was thousands of people tuned in live. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Brilliant to see.
I'd get it. When it was happening with the COVID thing, I'd wait for the government to release the rules. You know, the actual legislation.
Yeah.
I was just going through it. Okay, can't do that. There's a grey area. We can do that. So, you know, we cancel about 5. You know, it's only 18 shoot days we done, but it took us 5 months to do it. Like, we are getting cancellation. We had a few COVID cases. We were just, you know,
nonsense.
And thinking, you think
just say what it is. Say what it is. It's nonsense.
Okay. But you know, I meant to be the mature one on set, but they're coming around to me, Luke. The first day I walked on set, and there's a PA there, you know, and it's she sticks this fucking thing in me head and putting a mask on me, and I was like, "Who the fuck are you?" She's like, "I can't let you on set till you get this thing." I was like, "I own this fucking set." I'm sorry. She's like, "Get the fuck." Oh, it's all.
Oh no, you can't throw it away.
What did you say? And action.
I mean, it's sense. You know, the way it was with me, I made sure that if anyone said they felt a bit sick or a bit ill or anything like that, stay home.
Yeah.
Do not come to set. Sign the if you come on set, you sign a declaration form that you're okay. If you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. There's the law. I'm not your daddy. You obey the law. I'm not. I'm responsible to supply all fucking sanitizers and there's masks there and all that, everything, that legislation. But you can't tell people what to do. You can't. You know, if someone.
If you had to do a scene where there was a couple of people within close proximity, would you have to like stop after 10 minutes and then set up and reach? It's so ridiculous, though, isn't it? Yeah, of course you did. Yeah, you did. We know you did.
So there was one for the common sense, right? So we're meant to have Christy Dignam in, and it was meant to be a big IRA party scene, and all the heads kind of meeting, and you know, and there was meant to be a lot of people there. But Christy's, you know, he's
not well.
He's a bit of, he'd probably be high risk. So it's common sense. It's like, well, let's not get, you know, be stupid. It's like, don't worry, we'll adapt and we'll create a new scene and we'll have just less people in and just common sense. You know, it's like, we don't need that scene. We can just adapt. You know, it's like, cancel this. It's like, no. You know, in this
and what was Christy like during the whole thing? Like
he never came in.
I do not.
Wayne, the other lad, was dealing with him, and you know, going through his people. But it was 2 days out, and I cancelled it. It was remember the near the start of the second lockdown kind of thing, and I was like,
so October.
I would be surprised if he didn't want to go anywhere either. Like,
yeah, and you wouldn't put it on him, and you know, he said he would, and then it's like, well, I'm not going. It's like, if he's uncomfortable, I don't need the stress. He doesn't need it. It's like we won't fold our hands. It's a showstopper. You go around the problem. You just keep going around it. That's how you do it.
And so, right, is there in the process of it's off for editing? What kind of timeline is?
So then they want it by March in Galway Film Festival. That's the big one. Then I was on to these guys called 121 International. They're a big film agent. They do Bruce Willis and John Travolta and a few big things. And well, he's actually, this is the magic of the world we live in. I was Zoom calling with these guys in their offices in London.
Right.
Turns out the guy was in Santry. He was home for the lockdown, and I was at the Spar, the local Spar, at the exact same time, because he was like, "Oh, I was up in blah blah chatting away Northwood." He's like, "I was up there this morning at 10 o'clock." I was like, "I live in Northwood." I was like, "Where are you?" The Spar. I was like, "I was in the fucking Spar at 10 o'clock this morning." It's such a small world, but they're interested as well. They were saying they want to take it to Cannes and Toronto. These are the big festivals, and how that works is they walk into a room. It's fascinating. It's like a marking, and people come to them and say, Andy from South Korea comes to them. What have you got? I have this IRA thing. Gives a look at the trailer, and with 30 seconds, 60 seconds, they'd make a decision whether to buy that, and they'd say, "We'll give you 50 grand for the rights for South Korea." Then fucking Red from Sudan or Nigeria will come and say, "We'll give you 30 grand for the Nigerian," and it's just
So these are all just different companies in different regions that want to license your film.
Say yes. So RTE would probably be there, and they'd be looking at other shit, and they'd be buying stuff.
They'd be buying the replay of Fair City or something like.
Would Netflix be there as well then? So
Netflix be there as well, yeah. And Netflix is meant to be the man with the bag of money. You know, everyone wants Netflix, but apparently for the little, they do not talk about how much they pay small timers. But I think it's fuck all, to be honest.
Yeah, no, but it's a great step on the ladder.
One thing,
don't get me wrong, I will take their money.
Yeah.
Do you think the topic of the film might hinder in any way? Like
that's why we didn't get funding. That's what we are told.
So it's the taboo of they don't want to make Britain look bad, or they don't want the IRA.
The thing is, we don't. The whole film.
Okay, so you don't want to glamorise the IRA, or
but it's the whole film. Nobody comes out looking good. Nobody comes out looking bad. The whole film
is just a story.
Hypocrisy. Who is good and bad in real life? We're all complex creatures. It's not like they're fucking William Wallace. You know, they're idiots half the time. They ruin their lives. There's no glamour in it. You know, it's funny because the people are funny. Like, you look at Goodfellas. You don't look at Henry Hill or anyone and think he's so cool. You think he's a fucking idiot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, they're just that's the life. It's funny. You know, they're cracking the head off someone in the boot of a car, but it's kind of what happened. You know what I mean?
But that's the thing about it, is it's not about glamorizing or, you know, vilifying. It's more like it happened, so you should be allowed to talk about it. So it doesn't matter whether, you know, like, I can understand if it didn't happen and there was tensions flaring and you made this movie that could be provocative. But this has happened, as I said, from the 80s. So in order to try and kind of cut funding for that, and as well as that, it's still a very interesting topic that it's never going to go away. So it's always, you're always going to have people that will, because as I said, we all have uncles. So they're telling us the stories, and then we'll tell our kids the stories that our uncles told us, and then they tell their kids the stories that our uncles that their dad told. You know, so it'll never go away. So it's fair game. It should be allowed, and if it's a decent movie, it should be fundable.
Yeah, well, it's they're not really interested. You know, there's a lot of politics behind it, and
but again, them big wigs up there that kind of make them decisions. It's like the RTE and stuff like that, or the radio shows. I mean, the amount of times that we were told, "Oh, we wish so and so could make a track like that." So we're like, "So you're going to play it on the radio?" And they're like, "No, yeah, we just wish they were that good, but yeah, no, we're not going to do it. We're going to just play fucking Taylor Swift."
You know everything about you except who you are.
So, so that is basically a working class snobbery.
Yeah,
because you sound Dublin, you speak, you don't put on an accent, you rap in your own accents, and you're white, and your working class north of the Liffey, they just basically weren't
And
interested.
talk about equality, like being a white Irish rapper as the lowest, white ginger Irish rapper is bottom of the top.
I am the diverse god. Like, I am literally at the top of that pyramid, like, so I should be getting
the hypocrisy is crazy. It's like, because you guys are fucking talented, man. Like, you are some of the fucking best lyricists I've ever seen. I like, you know, because I'm into words and fucking shit. I couldn't do that shit. I couldn't do fucking that. It takes me hours.
I did write most of Red stuff for him
anyway.
So
I couldn't do it either, to be honest with you.
Yeah, now look, it's the kind of thing, like, I wouldn't know how to break down dialogue in a film, or the way they put a concept together, and how they do screen by play, you know, page by page, play by play. It's when you kind of know you have your format or your formula, and then the creative juices, you know yourself anyway.
Yeah.
But right, so what do you think are you going to? Do you envision any problems with, like, say, is the Galway Festival going to go ahead this year? Is there going to be problems with the festivals?
We don't think so. I think they're planning for March. Like, so cynical business, Luke, is, I think it's perfect this year because nobody is making fuck all next year.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a captive market. You know, it's going to be, there's an Irish film. When the fuck did you make that? Oh, during the COVID shit.
Yeah.
You know, so hopefully we want to go to these festivals. We want to get some recognition, get some, you know, people, the industry hanger-oners to look at us and go, all right, these guys have something here, and they'll build a buzz around it in the industry. And then we want a cinema release, basically. We want in the cinemas.
And when do you think, right, I know I'm asking you a silly question.
I'd love, say, even August next year. I'd like to see it in the cinema.
And do you think cinemas and all will be back open? Like, are blockbuster movies still being made at the moment?
Yeah. Well, there's guys on it. Like, in Ireland, they're making a lot of.
I seen them shooting down in Lansdowne or the Aviva there the other day. I don't know what they were doing now. It was shut off for filming or whatever.
Yeah, they shoot a lot of big Hollywood blockbuster shit in Ireland. Like, they're filming Valhalla now. There's 300 crew on that. There's hundreds of extras. There's loads. There was that one, The Last Fuel there. That's a few of our crew are working on that as well. You know, there's a lot of big.
So in terms of blockbusters, like, are the film companies sitting on releases and just waiting to see what way the climate plays out, or what's?
Yeah, so it's not. They're not. The volume is dropped. Because
so basically you fall into this niche where, like, big blockbuster films or Netflix funded films, they're able to go out and they're able to set up and get permits and all that, but I'll say the low budget filmmakers, they're not able to operate at the moment. So when you go into the film festival this year, you're looking at, like, you just have to jump on people, kind of. Is that what you're saying?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
That's
that they're not out.
Yeah, well, we put the work in, so, you know, it's. We were doing it when no one else was doing it, and we worked around and we done it safely. We came up with the solution. So, you know,
that also means less competition.
You what?
Less competition.
Means less competition. So you'll come number one. There'll be only 40 is in the whole thing. So, you know what I mean?
It's like when Bayern Munich won the Champions League this year. It was kind of a default Champions League.
Well, if we can put bums in them in the seats and make $1 million. They can call it the worst film ever made, and I'll be like, it's not, but it's good film. It's good.
Yeah. Now, fair play. I mean, like, it's hard enough in normal times for you for you coming from where you've come, no funding, no anything to kind of get not lucky, but to make your own luck in terms of making this, but to make it under the climate that you made it under. Like, I seen this film in one day down in Fairview.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I've seen the car outside. I've seen the picture he's put up, and then I've seen the car. I was going, but, you know, like, that was right in the height of things. You know what I mean?
But this is it. It's like you can. But I mean, I think even if COVID wasn't around, there's people who do, and there's if you want something hard enough, you'll go and get it. Like, I was in, there was nothing stopping me. I started that. And it's like, I don't give a fuck if a meteor is coming, I'm finishing this. And, you know, I was pushing people a lot, you know, and it's like, they all thought I was fucking mad, but it's like, we get through, and every week there's problems. It's like, go around them. Go. It's like, don't stop. The show. That's all I used to say to everyone. Improvise, adapt, overcome. The show must go on. And they all thought I was fucking mad, but we got it.
Yeah. So we used to be like that with the videos as well.
I was going to say, even with DFI, we used to be like that, where it'd be like, right, we're doing a battle rap, filmed. We're up to open to all ages, and we need a venue. Who the fuck is going to let us host this? And not only would you come out with the venue, you come out with the venue that would sell cargo, give you a cut of the profits, let you sell the door, and they give you the venue for free. Like, how the fuck did you negotiate that? You know what I mean? And then the same with videos. You literally come up with it. It'd be like, right, we need this. How do we know someone who would kill? That's where we're shooting it.
Yeah.
We were looking for this look, but we've only got this look. Well, we've fucking, you know what I mean? Now, we're on a much lower scale than what you're talking about.
Well, I mean, that's the same ignorance that I have, because it's like, if you are from a video making background and all you see is problems. I can't do that. I can't. But all you're thinking is a simplistic term. I need a Victorian house, and I need it. What do you need it for? I need it to tell the story of when the guy says to the other guy, this happened, that happened. So, well, can we make it work in this house?
In a Georgian house, yeah.
And that's it. And it's like, it's the ignorance kind of guide.
Yeah.
I'd be sitting on set, and there would be times, right, and there'd be 20 people, all much smarter than me, and there'd be like, the light is shining here, the this and that, we have to move, and I'd be like, how long is this going to take? 2 hours? No. What's the solution? Well, we can move this and that, and there's an actor standing there. Move him to the left.
Yeah.
Boom. There, problem solved. I'd be looking at them. It's like, what the fuck?
Did you go to college for this, or what?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
But you know, it is college. A college
and they know everything so well.
Yeah.
But I'd be just looking at it from complete ignorance, and it'd be like, this light is shining in, blah blah blah. Put a curtain on the window. Yeah, that'll work.
But that's the thing. They're too educated. They don't go for the simple answer. Like the IT joke, turn her off and turn her back on again. That's usually, like we say, that's the first thing you try, but it would be the last thing that they do, because you know, they're going, it must be an IPS server, and we're just going to check this. I was like, no, just put unplugged and plug back in, and I said, we're going to get, you know. So it is that. Whereas you just walk over, go here, Pete, move to the left there. All right, save 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's great. It is a great little tactic, like it's that.
Or even discreet. It'd be like, Luke, to get that shot, it'd be, you know, say a transition to move this guy through here. We'd have to set up the lights through that thing, blah blah. And I'd be like, I'll just change the script. I'll just put him in the room.
Yeah.
We'll save 2 hours there. Okay, we'll put him in the room. It's like that.
I remember doing the lifeboat video, and Jeeves was kind of similar as well. We just literally, and we had Zoom out there and all, and we're like, we're with a seasoned pro actor there, and we're completely flaking every part of it. Like, right, what do we need for this scene? Right, we'll just fucking set up, you know what I mean? It's just off the cuff. We need somewhere for this scene. Oh, I know someone who has a garage out the back. Yeah, right. We got, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you just in
the end,
you only see what the camera. Yeah, you only see what the camera shows, and you can.
We've played extras in our own videos and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
every one of my crew has been an extra in the film.
You have to.
The sound guy, it'd be like, we had one there at the final shoot day, and it was like a montage with music up. So it's like, don't need sound. Shane, take that shit off. Come over there. Get in the fucking thing. Like shit like that.
I remember turning up for the Jack the Ripper video for Kelly's joke. I was like, we're just here for moral support. Like, and it's like, oh no, you're like his right hand man in it. And I'm like, what? Nobody fucking told me that. Like, you sit over there, set up this, you're bringing the lads down here, you did it. It's like, yeah. I was only here for a few spliffs and a bit of banter. Like,
I got drunk because I insisted on using real whiskey for the.
For that scene.
You ordered that whiskey actually?
I don't know.
Yeah, because I remember we had to take the shot about 4 or 5 different angles. So for 4 or 5 different angles, I took a real whiskey shot, like a proper fucking.
Yeah,
Like the bottle was half empty when I handed it back. I can't remember who it was, but somebody's like, "Oh, I have a bit of whiskey." I was like, "Oh, right, grand thing." It was one shot. Fucking half a bottle. I'm walking around. We're gonna start a fight online and all of that.
But I have to say, like, right now, our influence in the video world, like what I said, it was all like a 1 day, 2 day shoot. It was nothing too big. It was nothing like. Even at times, it kind of felt like we were taking on too much or expecting too much, but you got through it, you know what I mean? I can only imagine the kind of stress trying to figure out 18 days of shooting and, you know what I mean? Just the organisation of all that, like, it must have been a fucking...
1 day at a time.
Yeah, true, yeah.
You'd go through it and I'd sit there and I'd just go calmly. It's like the basics. I think so basic. What do I need? I need an IRA training camp. Okay, what does that entail? And I'd talk to my contacts and they'd say what an IRA training camp would look like in the 80s. They'd tell me there'd be people there. What would they have? They'd have guns. Guns. What, it could be an old rundown building. It could be in the hills. It needs some sort of shed. And I'd just go through that. And then I'd go and I'd reach out to people with farmyards, and then like some of the fucking places we got were just...
I can only imagine.
Yeah, phenomenal. It's like...
Because I'd be driving around the country and you'd look in and you'd be like, that just looks incredible. The scenery, someone has a little cottage and in the back, you know what I mean? And you're just like, what? You wouldn't know.
Film sets everywhere. Film set. I literally walking onto some that's, and there'd be an old man and he'd be, no, I only have this, and I'd be there. Yes. Mate, I want to book this in on this date. And he'd be like, this. Let
me rewrite the script. This is going in it.
Exactly. Yeah. Rewrite and then we get it in, and then
so what's right? I know you've already wrapped up. What's next? What's the
post for another couple of months? Then there's a few pickups with like shots that we would have missed. The editor will come back to me with a list and say I need. So say I'm walking into your house. Just a shot of your house, it brings it ties all the scenes together. A few of them kind of things, and then I lost you there, guys.
Yeah,
back. Yeah,
we can hear you. You just couldn't see it.
Hello.
Hear me?
You there? You're back on air there, Luke. No, he's coming. Yeah, there he is. Yeah. You there? Did we lose him? Yeah, I think, yeah. He's joining back in. There we go.
We actually literally lost him. That is amazing.
Hi there.
And for our next magic trick, ladies and gentlemen.
And he's back. This is the sequel, The Troubles Part 2.
I don't know what that was. Yes. So next it is we go through post, then we put in all the little sciencey part that they all look after. Then we'll do the festivals. We'll put it out and maybe see if there's distributors out there. We got a trailer. As soon as it's out, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just gonna have to force.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
And then the music. We have a composer a Canadian guy with Irish heritage. He's going to come on board as well.
So when you put it together, he'll start adding music in places to build the scene and the mood and shit like that. Yeah.
So I tell him kind of what I want.
Yeah.
The feel, and then he goes off and composes a whole thing, and he's coming back to me and he's like, I feel Bowron's here and this kind of, it's great how some people's brains work, it's fascinating the way different brains kind of work completely differently. Yeah. And then we'll hopefully get it into cinemas and Netflix and start making money.
Right. And so you'll finish your end of it, say, for now.
Oh no, finished the director's end, but now I put the executive producer hat on.
And sit in on that. So like you're not like I know, people like yourself, you'd be like yourself, you've so many other little bits in the works, different projects, different ideas, different things that you're probably started, or like are you going to move straight into film?
No, I have. I've been working on Do you know Fabu D?
Yeah.
He's asked me to write a sitcom for him, and we've been working on that together. So we put that into RTE for a pitch, and then this other group, this other director in Galway, I wrote a feature for her. That's like a Black Mirror kind of cross with True Detective kind of weird.
You had me at Black Mirror.
Yeah, so I fucking love it.
A True Detective.
I was like, I never even thought of writing it, and then when I wrote, I was like, fucking hell, this is good. I was like, God,
I'm so good at this.
This is good. Because you can just go so deep into all these fucking, and you're touching on conspiracy theory and all this stuff. And, I love, who's a genius? Dan Brown. Do you ever read the Da Vinci Code?
Yeah.
Because he takes real life shit and he
just throws it in, mixes it up, and makes you think it's
real. Like the Mona Lisa's real, the Sistine Chapel's real. Yeah. But he'll take a conspiracy theory and he mixes it all together, where it's like you don't know what's real.
It's like that Legends of what would you say? What's the fucking Indiana Jones shit or something? You know what I mean?
Yeah, where the temple, the lost ark and stuff. I love that type of writing where it's like there's a touch of truth to it, but you're allowed to use your imagination kind of thing.
Yeah. You bring in aliens to it or fucking something like that.
I actually wrote a team for a Nigerian production company as well, and they were meant to shoot before the fucking COVID thing and everything, and that was all set up. I was meant to direct that, but we probably going back to do that as well. So a few things.
Yeah. Right, come here. I have a question for you, right? If 2020 was a script that you wrote, how does it end?
That's a good question.
That's a good question, sir.
So I'm not just a pretty face.
On December 31st.
Hey, cheeky, I expect that from Red. Yeah. Pretty good. No point going forward. Come here. Did any of us here? Is it? What's your man's name? Rob McElhenney or whatever, the guy who writes the.
Always
Sunny and fucking what's his name? Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds. They bought Wrexham. Did you hear about that?
Was that real?
Yeah. They put out a press release and all. Yeah, they bought Wrexham.
Any reason? Did they like Wrexham?
He just kind of said in the press release it was kind of like, the two of us are well known for our gags and all, but this isn't really a gag.
I've seen that, and I didn't know whether that was
satire or not.
Yeah, it was like, what the fuck is Deadpool and bleeding Always Sunny Boy?
He said, now, if it is satire, you got me.
Yeah,
good. But it seemed legit, like they were pumping a couple of million into it, and that
there's fucking Nigella Lawson or something. She owns Norwich, like not Nigella Lawson. One of them other TV shows.
Delia Smith.
She owns Norwich, doesn't she?
Yeah.
And Elton John. Yeah. So maybe just rich people.
Elton John owned Watford.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that is right. Yeah.
He's not the fucking Robin Williams. Fucking has a
Port Vale. He used to support Port Vale.
Port Vale. Yeah, I think he's on the board or something like that as well.
Be great being that, wouldn't it?
So if you had a club that you could buy, which would it be? What way would you go with it?
A Premiership club?
Any club in England, say.
See, you'd have to think, would you be going for money? Would you be going for love? Would you want, when you're starting FIFA, do you want the little...
Yeah. Would you want to do the Salford thing, get them up out of the non-league, into the league and all like that?
Even Leicester, somewhere they're always scrapping and then they get a Vardy on board and bring them all the way fucking up kind of thing. I don't know. I'd just give me United. I tell you, I was selling.
Jeez, you wouldn't be doing fucking any worse than that Woodward cunt anyway.
They'd probably give you the job if you give them a ring. They'd probably say, take it.
He's looking for a manager, lad.
Yeah. Great at directing things, like.
I'll play a good fucking manager.
Yeah, direct the traffic in and out of fucking Old Trafford. A few of them players out.
Can you direct that ball into that fucking goal?
Yeah. Would you get rid of Pogba? What would you do? What's the fucking situation there? They're fucking having a nightmare.
Yeah, but I'll just say before you say that, I seen a yoke. There was only a headline and I didn't even want to read this, so I do not want to believe it's true. But apparently,
I don't know whether you can hear me. That's breaking up. What the fuck?
Okay, now you back?
Is it there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I was saying the thing, and it was Man United willing to offer like 100 million plus Pogba to Aston Villa for Jack Grealish.
Yeah, you can't believe that, can you?
Fuck that, like.
Imagine Pogba at Villa.
Oh, that breaks my fucking heart, like.
Yeah, like Grealish.
I'd say to them, just give us the 100 million, like, keep Pogba. Don't want him.
Yeah, they rejected the offer and said they'd accept 100 million.
And then, but then I said, see, we're talking about 200 million for him.
Jesus. He was quality now during the break.
What's he worth on the insurance? Send someone and break his fucking leg.
Yeah, did you see the size of them calves? You'd be doing well.
But to be honest, you couldn't miss with the fucking gym pads he uses. There's a whole lot of area to aim for, like.
Yeah, I fucking like. I don't know if you've watched any of the Ireland, but man, my favourites at the moment were so poor.
No, actually,
I didn't see it. I usually watch all of Ireland.
Bulgaria, you missed nothing.
Yeah, Luke, that could be our next project. You could do like an Irish historical documentary on the last time Ireland scored a goal.
It's been a while.
What happened with Bulgaria?
0-0.
Fucking shock. It's
No,
painful. It's painful to watch. I love watching Ireland.
Yeah, you're looking at England and you're looking at like Rice, Grealish. If we'd have had the two of them, but not only that, then you're looking at Foden, Sancho,
Mason Mount, Dave Greenwood, we didn't even get a game.
Saka. Oh, fucking hell. And we have O'Brien, fucking McShinney and fucking whoever playing for nobody.
Is it the managers that are they? It's that thing. It's self-belief. It's like we play for draws.
Yeah,
it's painful. It's like
I don't know if Kenny's the man or what's the story, but
no, Joe, I don't think second the manager is the issue. We just don't have the talent, and I think the Irish people have to understand as well. Ireland were never a great side, ever, but we always had a lot of heart. So when we had the Steve Staunton and the Ray Houghton's, they were great players, but even then they were playing against the Van Bastens and the Maradonias. You know what I mean? Like, so they were still kind of good, but not the best ever.
They were great in a pond.
Exactly, but we always had that fight. Scotland kind of remind me of that nowish.
Even Northern Ireland now.
We don't have that anymore. So now we're just left with a bunch of like Championship League One players.
Yeah, English Championship League One footballers.
You go back to Ireland when we had, say, Keane, Robbie Keane. We lads playing in the top teams in England.
Duff on Chelsea.
Duff, you know what I mean? We have fucking no one now. But you're looking at, like, say, Scotland. They've got, like, McTominay, Robertson, McGinn. They've good players playing at a good level. In Ireland, we've got Hourihan and fucking...
Where's the fourth person you go for Aston Villa?
Hourihan is the worst midfielder Aston Villa have. So
is there a problem with the scouting system even? Like, you'd know from your dad. Is there a problem that we're just not?
We're not producing the talent.
It's not there.
It's not there. It's not there. Lads are going over in their droves like they always did, but they're just not. They're not quite cutting it. You know what I mean? And when you get
that,
but you think of a lot of Ireland's best players, they were never actually Irish. They were English with Irish grandmothers.
So
you get lads like, say, for instance, at City, what's your man's name? Son's playing for them now. The lad who used to have the long throws that played for Stoke. The lap Jumple is playing for City now, and he's been in. You could see him in a similar situation to like Rice and Grealish going, oh yeah, I know my dad's Irish now, but I'm born in England. Like, I want to play for England. I want to play for Ireland.
Why wouldn't they? Do you know what I mean? That's what it seems that we're getting. It's just like they go for England and then they're
they're both in England. So you have the lads going from over here. You have, say, Roy Keane left here. Now, it's just a made up an example. He's gone from here. He moved to England when he was young, played in England his whole career, had a family there and all. And the son gets out, plays football, makes it. he was born in England. He's not from, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like someone from Wales or Scotland or something, they're still on the continent at least. Like, you know what I mean? They probably want to play, but like we're not getting that second generation of quality player either. And we're losing out on when we used to get the Aldridges and the fucking McAteers and all. They used to say, "Yeah, fuck, I'll play for us."
But where are they now? Where are the English Irish?
We're not getting them. Grealish said no. Rice said no. And now they're playing for England. That's the problem. Like, if we'd have had Grealish and Rice in our team now, you have two quality players there you can build a team around.
And you'd have, I think as well, it's people like me. I didn't watch them the other day because it's painful.
It's hard.
Like,
especially with you, Luke, because you're a United fan, so having to watch them and Ireland at the minute, I could see what you're saying.
And looking back at all the Jack stuff, and that's like a different country. That's like a different football country.
It is. It's different.
Every single young fella could name every fucking 22 Irish squad player. You'd know everything about Ireland. You'd know his granny's fucking Brazilian, but you'd know what they have.
You collect the milk bottles with all the names down on the back of it and all that.
The fucking album of the songs with Give It a Lash Jack and all that.
Give It a Lash Jack, yeah.
Everyone just fucking people painting their fucking houses.
But it's been years of, and this probably goes back to what you face with the film stuff, systematic abuse with fucking the FAI, with Delaney, with the Irish government, that they just pilfered money out of that fucking FAI, out of Irish football internationally, and they never put it back into grassroots program. They never put it back into building up the League of Ireland. They just fucking went, this is great.
What happened with Delaney, say? So he seems to be one of the most hated men in Ireland, but how was he around so long?
Because it's the fucking boys.
Power and charm.
The FAI have been the same bunch of people, and it's even similar if you go to like Leinster Senior, or you even go down to the league districts, the schoolboy football. It's the same guys who are in charge of these committees from like the fucking 80s up to now, 60, 70 years old, and they're getting a nice little few quid out of it, and it's a boys' club. We all go on the trips with the lads, and instead of that money going back into the clubs and back into teams, is for us to go and stay in 5-star hotels. Like fucking Mary Harney with Foss.
It's the most corrupt little fucking country in the world.
It's fucking like,
wasn't it war because when the last tournament we were in, the lads all had to get the fucking business class, they're on normal class, and all the FAI heads are all in fucking first class.
That was going to Saipan. Business class going to play in the World Cup, and all the fucking FAI heads are all sitting in business class.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what it's been, and there's been no money put back. It's all been stolen, it's all been spent, and now you're looking at literally 10 years of destitute behaviour by the FAI. It's out on that football pitch now. That's what you're looking at. That's what we fucking put. Like that 5 million that they took. Remember when fucking Thierry Henry handball, and they took that little 5 million payoff? They didn't put that back into building players and academies and sport facilities and all. It was like, no, piss up a lad, backhanders, here we go. Like, so that's what you're looking at.
Because there's potential there for Irish sport. If you look at rugby and you see Leinster, Connacht, Ulster, and there's a passion there for homegrown Irish sport and Irish teams. And but it's like the FAI, the League of Ireland, it's a niche, a tiny niche fucking thing. We just automatically, you say, who do you support? I'll say Man United. You know, it's assumed you're talking about an English football team.
It's not going to be Bows or Shells.
You know what I mean? And so how, after all the years and all the success and the population grown, how has the League of Ireland just remained stagnant?
No, it's got worse. When I was playing in it, when Roddy was my manager at Bows and we won the double, we were in like the Champions League and all that year. Some of the lads on the team were getting paid £1,400, like.
Remember back then, and it was actually. I remember Shelbourne as well.
It's gone backwards, much further. Like they haven't progressed at all.
It was like a save of money.
Well,
where's the money?
And the problem with League of Ireland football, then, in my opinion, is something similar to what you were saying earlier. It's like one manager will get a job at a club and then he'll go through every other club available and he'll bring every one of his players with him to every club. So you basically see Monaghan this year, the manager will go to Sligo next year, and the centre half, the central midfielder, the right full, and the striker from Monaghan last year, a Sligo striker this year. And it's just, they just move around. It's like, again, a boys' club, and you can't really break into it unless you're buddies with something, you know. It's the Irish mentality with everything.
It's such a small little corrupt country. It's like everything. That's what I'm saying. It's like when the government is putting funding into something, it's like we laugh at America and we slag them, but you look at Hollywood, you look at the NFL, you look at all these things, they're private companies and all they care about is that. Yeah. So talent, it's all about talent. It's like, if you cannot bring the goods and make me money, you're gone, you know. And that's the fans get the payoff when they look at the NBA and all these kind of things.
Well, you get into them now and it's get woke, go broke, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, that there, I don't know what the fuck you see how they got away with that as well, was there was no fans in the audience. Like all that fucking...
Because that would have been...
that taking the knee and
day one, there would have been boos right across the board and that would have been the end of it.
Ireland playing not the last one, and they took the knee. And I was like, what the fuck is going... When is Ireland people taking the knee? When the fuck did we have slept? We were bleeding oppressed for 800 years.
I can't say that now.
We went to do with us.
Indentured servitude, not slavery.
I mean, it's like there was no even black people here to fucking have a heart. Like, we're the most unracist fucking. We're a decent race of people, you know. It's like whatever America done, that nothing to do with us. It's like.
Well, like, come here, the whole. Me and Red, we were obviously when we started this podcast. I was at the time. The Premier League was just kind of kicking back in, and it was like the Black Lives Matter was up on the fucking board, and everyone had the Black Lives Matter and all. And we were kind of discussing it at the time, the whole equality thing and all. But they took it to this other level, and when you see
that's it. They waterboarded it.
They force feed you, and what's happening in America, I think, has turned like you almost get to a point where people nearly feel like they're being racist, but they're not. They just don't like your message. Your message.
Yeah. It's like Black Lives Matters. I know I never said it didn't. Like the implication is when you say Black Lives Matters, is you're telling me because I don't already know, and that annoys me. It's like, of course, Black Lives Matter. It's obvious. You don't need to shout it in my face. And
well, you definitely got caught up in a bit of it over the first lockdown. But
I went back down.
No, I know that. But like you were arguing with, like, there was times I seen you arguing with people online. I'm like I know you know you're right, but they just don't understand what you're talking about. It's blind faith. Like,
what did you call me?
To do with it.
What did one of them call me? And I thought was fascinating, and because I tried to articulate on, you know, that my girlfriend's a fucking refugee, for fuck's sake. So, you know, it's like, it was so silly. And
where is Anna from?
Annie's from Armenia, where that war is.
Right, where the war's going on at the moment. Right, Jesus, how's she feel about all that?
Yeah,
obviously horrendous stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like that's been going on low level
a long time, isn't it?
But this is the thing. It's again the media. There's 4,000 dead or something so far, and the media. It's like, what fucking microaggression happened somewhere else? You know, it's like there's a war going on. Why don't? That's the news. Why don't you tell us about that? Well, it's all fucking bullshit, you know.
Yeah. So I seen you. Yeah, I seen you get into it with someone. And you were bringing up great points about like the Ottoman Empire and even modern slavery. Now you're looking at in places like, and it's just like, I don't know, we're not told to care about that.
Yeah, it's just, and it's like the point I was trying to make is Black Lives Matters. And what about the million black people in Africa who die from TB every year? You don't know about that. What about poverty in Africa? It's like, what happened to that guy is fucking terrible, but that's not a global issue. You know, that's a police brutality issue. That's a local issue in that city, that this fucking scumbag copper kneeled on this guy's neck. But that's not a global issue. That's nothing to do with Ireland.
Or systemic racism, racism.
And do you know how it's as well? Because every time I've noticed as well, every time I'm watching that, and They say to Sky Sports, as in they've kind of ramped it up. Every time they go in to talk about racism in football, they're talking to all the old guard. They're talking to and it's like, that's when it was prevalent. But nowadays, it doesn't really exist. You're always going to get those dickheads. You're always going to get those shy bags that are standing on the way end, shouting racial upset. But they're not going to change. Like, it's like Bill Borski. Nobody's saying, like, well, all these women talking about men who hit their wives, as if some bloke's going to come home, beating up his girlfriend, look and tell you, go, oh, I'm sorry, babe. Oopsie daisy. It's like, these dickheads are not going to change. They're simply not. So all this grandstanding and taking the knees and the BLMs and the fucking, it's like, it's creating diversity because, again, people like me, like, the black person who watches this be going, oh my God, you're just racist. Because that's what they go straight to. And it's like, no, like, racism has a definition. It seems what's happened in 2020 is they've changed the definition of things. Yes. So they changed the definition of fascism because they can now be fascist, but it's not fascist because fascism now means it has to be a white privilege, blah, blah, blah. And it's the same with racism. Racism has a definition. It's the feeling of superiority towards another race. Now it's like, oh, you think the Aunt Jemima bottle should be there, but then you're racist. And it's like, no, I don't even focus on, again, you are the racist because all you focus on is colour. You are the racist. So you've redefined the word racism to make it that everyone else is the racist ones. That's what 2020 is summed up for me, I think.
Political correctness, I know it's a cliche thing, but it literally is political correctness gone mad. They're going to look back at this year and they were knocking down statues and they were burning books, which is the most cliche thing of when you know that something's wrong is when you see people burning books and knocking statues. They're trying to eradicate history. It's like this postmodern look at the world where nothing, because this is where they come from. It's all based on postmodern thinking where nothing is real and language is malleable. And then if you try hide behind language, that's language of whatever the thing of du jour is, patriarchy. So if you use language to defend your position, you are just using the tools of the patriarchy. Therefore, you are part of the problem. So no matter how much, one of them things on Facebook,
Luke, could you stop mansplaining to me right now?
Yeah. What I was told was I articulated why I wasn't a racist or something, and I was saying I'm against the Black Lives Matter. No, it's like I was saying I wouldn't say White Lives Matter. I just will not say any jingoistic crap because it's jingoistic.
Yeah. I'm against slogans.
Yeah, it's slogan. It's Nazi fucking Heil Hitler, Heil Hitler. And I explained to this girl, and basically I articulated in a calm way. I posted links of the BLM website where they're against the family and
where the Marxist fucking communist.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't like all that. And it was an art. And she turned around and said, what was the word? And it was the most postmodern fucking, I am a denier racist. Basically, the more I deny I'm a racist makes me more of a racist. A racist denialist or something. So I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
It's this kind of fucking linguistic gymnastics that they because then it's like, oh, you're white privileged male patriarchy, and you're sitting there going, you're just throwing words at me. What are you talking about?
Business. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
You're literally there going, what do you want me to say? Yeah. Okay, I am racist. Look, you said the more you deny it, the more you
bend the knee, submit. It's like I'm not going to submit. I'm not.
And this year has been the epitome of that, hasn't it? Like, obviously, without getting really too into it, when it comes to like masks and stuff like that and following lockdown rules, everything seems to be just submit, don't question. Yeah. There's no logic or reason to be had here. Just do what you're told and shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up and do what you're told. And
you put out a pointed, very well thought out, reasoned argument as to what about this? No, shut the fuck up, put your mask on, take your vaccine, do your fucking knee bend, put your fist in the air, say BLM, and fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and we'll leave you alone. And all it's like when every corporation and fucking news outlet and politician is on your side, you're not the resistance.
No. And this is the thing where you start seeing like Rage Against the Machine and all these like, anti-establishment. And it's like sponsored.
Still don't give a fuck. Mr. Still don't give a fuck, and now all of a sudden it's like...
Yeah. So these guys who were like the anti-establishment were stand up for freedom and rights, and now they're literally sponsored by fucking CNN, sponsored, you know what I mean? Coca-Cola.
And then not only that, they voted in Joe Biden, who was pro-war, who, you know what I mean, he's 1% of the 1%, the lobbyist. He has Wall Street on his side, big tech on his side, Hollywood on his side.
It's Trump's America, but he's been in politics in America for nearly half a century, like.
No, but even like that's who they voted, like, again, because like 5 years ago they were all Occupy Wall Street. They were all you know, they were all everything that
bring our troops back.
Anti-war. They were all the anti-war brigade, the anti-Wall Street, anti-1%, and we are 99%. This is how these people were, and they've literally gone against all of that in voting for Joe Biden simply because they dislike Trump.
They just turn into political monsters. Everything's political. It's not about, because I used to be mad lefty, fucking really into it. But it's not left politics anymore. Left politics used to be about raising working class, but now it's about identity politics, because they worked out it's easier to pander to someone's identity and, you know, say, we hear you, rather than actually giving someone a living wage. So now the left is all about these identity politic groups of people and joining them all together, where it's not the left that we'd grow up on, and, you know, basically workers' rights and working class people solidarity. The Democratic Party is a fucking hot mess. It's a fucking shithole.
It's progressive fucking far left nonsense.
Oh, weird. It's nothing to do with normal people anymore. It's just
you do find yourself on the other side, because you see, like, say, defund the police. And like a few years ago, I would have been like, yeah, police violence, police brutality, they're stopping people protesting, blah, blah, blah. And now you're like, well, I actually find myself going, well, I know police can be bad and all, but
you don't defund them. Everything's extreme. It's like, reform them. Like, come here. Especially when you're listening to NWA, you know, fuck the police, you know what I mean? But it's like, why are you wanting to defund them? Why don't you just say reform? Because all they want is anarchy. They don't want... And
ironically, they're going to be fish food. Like, if the police run around now and say, do you know what? Every police officer says, right now, there is no law.
Yeah.
But these kind of crazy fucking pink and purple haired weirdos don't understand is they're going to go up against guys that have like Ted Nugent-esque gun fucking like sheds out the back, where they've been practicing since they're 4 years old, and they've every gun grenade. Like, this is how you are going to go against, and you can't shoot at them because you're anti-Second Amendment.
And you can be
can't even shoot at it. It's so fucking weird.
Like, patriot militias all over America that are ready.
I know whose side I'd be betting on. Yeah. Like, them fucking...
I'm in with the bunker boys. The fucking doomsday. Yeah.
I drove through all them red states, and I had an idea of who I thought they were from the media. And some of the nicest, toughest people, all of them going around with the guns and the holsters. How are you, ma'am? How are you, sir? How are you, you know, fucking so nice.
The perfect example is the election. So when the election was happening, the election week, they boarded up all the cities because of the left, not the crazy Trump supporters. And then when the results came out, they just left. They went back to work. 71 million Trump supporters went back to work the next day. Where, you know what I mean? Like, whereas the
fucking would have burnt the fucking place down.
Exactly. Basically,
the politicians were saying as much. Put us in power, and we'll make this will all go away. It's like you're basically blackmailing the country.
And that's what they do, because they're running around, they're burning down cities and going, "This is Trump's America." I said, you just put that building on fire. Do you like Trump? No. But then how is that his fault? He's in Washington. You burned the building down.
They're the privileged people in the history of the world. They're all in the really privileged cities like Portland and
Oregon and fucking
all these white fucking middle class. It's like, you are the most privileged fucker.
The cunts are all LARPing though. You know what I mean? It's all a game to them. That's all it seems to be. You know what I mean?
And then remember that guy, that young fella went out and fucking shot a few of them. Because they were attacking him.
They attacked him, like, and what?
Yeah, he wasn't playing silly games.
You're holding a fucking rifle and I'll hit you over the back of the head with a skateboard and see what happens, like.
Yeah, this is America. You don't hit someone with a gun.
It's weird times anyway. It's fucking. It's going to be an interesting 2021. I think it's only going to get worse now, to be honest.
Hopefully, there's some sort of point where everyone kind of just goes, "This is ridiculous."
Well, like say for
argument's sake, you know what I'm hoping? I'm hoping now for the next 4 years, those right-wing gun nuts just go crazy, because the left have done it for the past 4 years.
You don't want violence, though. You know
No,
what I mean?
you do, because for the past 4 years, because we're safe, we're over here. So I've sat there, watched the left have their goal for the past 4 years. So now I'm saying, in the interest of equality and fairness and tolerance, you let the right-wing nutters run amok now. And sit back and say no. See what the media can say.
No, but like,
mainly peaceful protesters.
The problem is the left wants their truth and reconciliation centres. They want to put up reconciliation and truth centres for all these Trump nut jobs to be reconditioned and reprogrammed back into society.
That's what I mean. So rather than have that and let the left get away with it and still have their, like, go, all right, fair enough, but you have to stand outside and tell them. Now, they're all heavily armed and they are going to shoot. They've brought bombs. They're going to blow up your buildings. Google, all your Googles and your Amazons and your big tech left monopoly Twitter fucking jokes. Yeah.
I'm going to keep this conversation down.
Fuck it. I'm saying, this is not planned. I'm not. You know, I am actually. I hope it happens. I'm not saying I'm going to arrange for it to happen, but I do. I want to see Google buildings getting blown up. I want to see Twitter buildings I want them to know that there's a consequence. I want them to know that there is a consequence for what they do, because you've seen Jack Dorsey even in the Senate meetings, and you've seen Zuckerberg, and they're just so arrogant and lying and barefaced lying, because you know nothing's ever going to happen until it does happen, because fucking Cletus is after showing up with the rest of the bleeding slapjaw yokels and other fucking three bombs.
The better way would probably just because the left, the whole point of what they are, they're not happy. They're just screaming at the sky. So if the right step back for the next 4 years and just fold their hands, and the left are still screaming and showing tantrums, everyone's just going to see the hypocrisy of them. It's like, you have everything you want now, but you're still not happy. So I think they should just sit back and watch.
No, I think you should full force them and just go in and spank them all. Like,
it depends on how far they're willing to push. Like we're in lockdown at the moment. You can blame
they've got $2 billion worth of damage, so they're willing to go pretty far. Like,
yeah, how far? Like, are they willing to hold you down and force vaccines on you, and then get you chipped and fucking remove cash from society? And are they trying to bring in this dystopian type society? And do people?
Because all blame communists. They want communism and socialism because they know it doesn't work. As Luke says, they're anarchists. Yeah. They want to just watch the fucking war.
They know it does work for the subjugation that they're looking for. They know it quite well. It works. They have plenty of fucking historical information for how to subdue a population. You know what I mean?
No, I'm talking about the lefties. The lefties want to bring in communism. Yeah. They want
to bring it in with this postmodern identitarian Marxism. So it's like postmodernism and Marxism completely contradict each other. This identitarian shit contradicts actual communism. So it's the most weird time, because technically there should be no color. We should be all comrades. That's their communists we're all equal. But they have this postmodern language, like we're all different groups, and it's like they're using, instead of the working class against the proletariat against the bourgeoisie, they're breaking everyone down into white is the new. The template is the white man is the bourgeoisie, and the working class are now these brown, black, lesbian, trans, and they're the proletariat. So it's communism with a postmodern fucking weird identitarian twist. It's weird.
Which is absolutely set up to fail.
In fairness, you've done a great job of explaining it there, and I still don't understand it. You know what I mean?
Neither do they, Tara, because they're clutching our stuff. Because again, even when you say that, like I've had arguments with people, obviously, and I remember having an argument with one particular girl about feminism, and I was basically explaining to her, like how your feminism is redundant now, because look at what you're giving out about. You've gone from voting to, fucking birth control to, there's not enough females in the fucking whatever insert sector here. And I was like, that's so then I was trying to explain to her the difference between equality and equity and all.
Yeah.
And she couldn't get past the fact that I was saying, so you think that if 50% of men and 50% of women will make things better? And she's like, yeah. And then
it's weird.
I said, but that's not equality. Well, it is, it's 50-50. So no, that's equity. Equality would be may the best person win.
Equality of opportunity, basically. Yeah. Equality of opportunity, not equality of outcome. That's
well, I didn't even want to get into that where as well, but trying to explain it because this is how simple they see it. It's like the wage gap myth. How quickly that was debunked. Literally that day, or the day I seen it was the day I seen the debunking of it, and I'm still hearing about that today.
Yeah,
there's still people saying, "I still think rich again. We're going to get 77 cents." It's like, you're a fucking cockhead, and that's
the other day was
so many of them.
Pay gap day or something. This is the day from now on. Women don't get paid for the rest of the year, but they do. But there's the myth proven wrong. You're going to get a pay slip at the end of the week.
Yeah, they're mad. I was saying another one because this is how crazy they left there. So they've spent the past 4 years saying Trump is not my president when he literally is, to now Biden is my president when he literally isn't. So they've just lost all sense of reality. What the mad? But here, I'm going to have to bounce that.
Right, lads. Anyway, Luke, send me all any things you want me to throw on the bio. Obviously, look, can't wait to fucking see the film now, but looking forward to seeing the trailer. Get that over.
I'll first, when I get there, I'll send it to you guys first, the trailer.
Yeah, deal.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Come here, I appreciate you taking the time to come on, yap to us, and hopefully...
No, great buzz. Great, all the best.
On again next year when you hit the festivals and all that.
Definitely. I'll come on again. I'll come on when it's ready. And the film thing.
Savage.
And we have a chat.
Appreciate that.
Bitch about it. Lads.
Gentlemen.
No, fair play. Thanks a lot, lads. Great fucking
podcast. Buddy.
Shout out to everyone for tuning in. We'll get this back up. It was live now. It'll be back up probably in the morning or something. So we post the links out and we'll catch you again soon. Yeah.
All the best, gentlemen. Have a good night.